Whew, a little more up close and personal up in here. Okay. See, now usually I script out my videos, but today I'm just gonna wing it. I'm just gonna speak from the heart and we're just gonna go straight at it. Yo, what's up YouTube? It's Kevin Pak here. Welcome back to my channel. If you guys don't already know who I am, I'm a six-figure Amazon seller and I like to help people on this channel, whether it's Amazon, entrepreneurship, anything of that nature, I'm here to help. So I know that a lot of people around my age in our early 20s and even some in our 30s have a goal of trying to make six figures in a year, and blessed as I am, I've been able to accomplish that goal and I'm proud of myself to be able to do that. But I wanted to take a moment to actually analyze my life now that I've reached this point and compare it to when I made $10,000 in a year versus my $100,000. So 5 figures to 6 figures, how has my life improved? Am I happier? So I wanted to get kind of real with you guys and give you some truth and just give you my inputs and thoughts. So I'm just kind of let this record and I'm just gonna keep talking from my heart and my mind, okay? So when I was making about $10,000 a year, I was living at home with my mom and I was in the personal training job, and I was just getting into personal training and I had just gotten started. I was working for Fitness 19 and then I also worked for Crunch Fitness, but we're gonna stick to that Fitness 19 realm. So it was a new journey. Definitely it was a new journey, and it was a time where I was still going to college and I was also still working as a personal trainer and I was getting my feet wet into it. And at that time I knew that I wanted to be just doing something in that fitness realm, but in school I was really unsure about like how is school actually going to help me accomplish that and be successful in the fitness industry. In that time I was going through some complications as far as how I was dealing with my relation with my family, mostly my mom, and seeing like, okay, she always expected me to want to be able to work for a company or to be a doctor or an architect or something along that Asian stereotypical nature. To my Asian subscribers, you guys already know Asian parents have this idea that what their child becomes is like their gold prize. That's like their legacy, and that's how they tell by their own success. That's what all Asian parents compare each other with. They compare their kids to other kids and be like, hey, my kid does this, my kid plays the piano, well, my kid goes to Harvard and all that stuff. So Asian parents, that's how they win. They compare their kids, and that's just kind of the nature of Asian parenting and the culture as well. Their kids are a representation of themselves. So if the kids do well, then it makes the parents look good. So being that I chose the path to not actually fulfill the role of a doctor or anything like that, my mom was very, very questionable about, does the fitness game really make any money and am I making the right choice of doing this? So I lived at home having constant struggles, getting into arguments with my mom all the time, just about my future and what I'm gonna do. And she was always comparing me to other kids and saying like, well, they're doing this already, they're already graduated, they already have a job, whatever. Which most of that was bullshit. Nobody around my age was actually graduated already because I was only like 20 at the time or something. So overall I had a lot of constant battles and I wasn't making much money either. Like I said, I was making maybe $10,000 to $15,000 a year at that time doing personal training because I was just getting my feet wet and everything. Now, I would say my happiness level wasn't terrible, but it wasn't on the highest side because I was struggling back then. I was going through that decision of, you know, staying in school or not staying in school, and then also fighting the constant nagging of, you know, you should stay in school, you should do this, you should change your degree, it's not too late, you should change it to something else, don't do this, don't do that. Just a lot of naggingness and unsupportive comments. And so that's what I was going through a lot of the times in my early 20s. I had a supportive group of friends and everything, that wasn't too bad. But I guess at home it was definitely a struggle, and I wasn't happy living at home because I was just always criticized about what I was doing, and I always had doubt about myself, and so that wasn't making me very happy at all. And so it led to me to doubt myself and like what I'm capable of. But on the flip side of it, it also forced me to be pushed as well. So as the years went by, I ended up dropping out of college. I ended up quitting the fitness industry and I ended up being in the e-commerce industry where I'm selling my own private label brand products on Amazon, and I make 6 figures doing it. And I do it pretty passively as well. I don't have to spend much time doing this business. I make this money pretty passively, so I have the freedom to do the things I actually really want. To me, happiness isn't really something where like, oh, when I reach this, then I'm happy, or when I get to this point, then I'm happy. It doesn't really work that way to me. It's more of a constant state of mind, and it's something that just comes and goes. It comes and goes. You know, there are points when I was making $10,000 a year that I was happy, and there's some points where I wasn't. And even now, when I'm making six figures, there's points where I'm happy and points that I'm not. I don't think it's more so that I've gotten to the point now that I've made six figures that, hey, now I'm happy. It's not really that's not really so. It's more so the journey that I've gone through to be able to get to this point. I think the push that I've given myself has made me happy. I think reaching the goals that I've achieved has made me happier. I think that being able to move out and not live with somebody who is always nagging about my future is something that makes me happy. I think that I've come to this terms, making $100,000 per year, making six figures has allowed me to do a few things. It allowed me to be stress-free of my financial needs. I've been able to move out of my mom's house, so now I'm completely financially stable and independent. And I don't think it's more so that itself has given me happiness, but it's given me less worry, if anything. That's more what it is. It's prevented more problems, and in turn, that's kept me, in general, more at peace. So I'd say in general, I am pretty happy with my life now that I've reached this goal, but now it's more so my level of peace. Where am I at with that? When I was making that $10,000 a year, I wasn't at peace because I was constantly at home. When I came home, it didn't feel like home because I was constantly bickered at and nagged at and feeling unsupported at that time. And so mentally, I was never really at peace. At the same time, it also forced me to push and grow. But now that I've reached this point, this making six figures has allowed me to be mentally at peace and more sound with myself and where I'm at. And so my environment is a lot more healthier. And in turn, that makes me happier as well. And to be able to do more things with my money I've been able to take my family out on a vacation. Even though me and my mom have had our differences, still being able to prove to her that I can make it myself definitely was rewarding. That definitely made me happy. Being able to do that, and also being able to take her out on a vacation, like those types of things are rewarding to me and have fulfilled me. And so being able to make this money isn't so much that this is the end goal that made me happy. It's more so when I've gotten here, this is what I've been able to do, and my journey has made me happy as well. If anything, it's more so knowing that I've been able to set goals and reach them. That has made me happy. That's fulfilled me. And at this point now, once I've reached this, I'm still pushing myself further. It's not like I just got here, I made six figures, and I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna continue to want to grow further and make more money. And I don't wanna grow and make money because I'm obsessed with money or I want more materialistic things or anything like that. My goal is financial freedom, which is different from financial stability. But it's not so much that I crave the urge to have a lot of money. I don't care to be sitting in a mansion or anything like that, or have all the exotic cars in the world. I would like to have an exotic car one day, but I don't want to be sitting, I don't want to be sitting in a mansion and have somebody feeding me grapes or something like that. That's not really what I want. It's more so the curiosity of how far I can push myself. That is what gives me fulfillment and happiness. So it's not the goal of making $1 million. It's more so like, can I do it? Can I reach that? And can I set a goal and to do it? How far can I push myself? And that push continues to make me happier and happier because it's stimulating. It's stimulating, and that stimulus is what makes me happy. And so the journey I've had from making $10,000 to $100,000 has made me happier because I've been able to set these goals and accomplish them time and time again and persevere through the shitty times and fails and any problems I've had. I've been able to overcome them and to get to where I'm at now. And that's what really made me happy. That's what makes me happy and what continues to make me happy is my curiosity of how far I can push myself, and also the satisfaction as well as once I do these things, I can financially reward myself and do whatever I want, and I can take care of my family, and I have less worries. money itself is not gonna make me more happier, but it's gonna give me less problems in a way. It's gonna prevent a lot of things that I could worry about or could end up making me unhappy as well. So I'd say in my state of mind now, I am pretty happy and I am more at peace now that I've made 6 figures rather than when I was making $10,000 a year. And I'm gonna continue to push myself further because I have that curiosity. Again, it's just that curiosity, that urge to, okay, how far can I go? I've reached here. How much more can I do? How many more people can I help? You know, what kind of skills can I gain? That is the kind of thing that keeps me stimulated. As long as I have that stimulus of keeping myself growing, then that is really all that really matters to me, that keeps me happy. So it's not just a measurement of how much money I make. It's not just that, but it's more so the goals I implement for myself and how I reach them. So that's basically it, I guess. I think that's kind of my mindset about how I felt about making 6 figures and how I felt compared to before. I think overall, it's not about how much you make. I think it's about accomplishing the goals that you set aside for yourself. That is more fulfilling than anything else. It just happens for me that 6 figures is good for me. But I would say also making more money can provide you with more peace because you might be able to escape a toxic household, or you might be able to pay off bills that you're stressed out about. You know, it can relieve a lot of stress. I'll tell you that. Having money can relieve stress in other parts of your life. So, if you want to be able to use that money and treat others with it, that's even better. That's even more rewarding. So overall, I'd say it's been a great journey to be able to go from making 5 figures to 6 figures per year, and I want to continue growing in that nature, and I want to keep pushing myself and seeing what else I can do. So I hope this was very informative and gave you guys some insight about what it means when you go from making a smaller amount of money to a larger amount of money, and what does that mean to your happiness and kind of the mindset that you guys can have when going on your financial journey. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and as always, go make that money. Peace.